Katina. Read by Killian Murphy.
Some brief notes about the last days of RAF fighters in the First Greek campaign. Peter saw her first. She was sitting on a stone, quite still, with her hands resting on her lap. She was staring vacantly ahead, seeing nothing, and all around, up and down the little street, people were running backward and forward with buckets of water, emptying them through the windows of the burning houses. Across the street, on the cobblestones, there was a dead boy. Someone had moved his body close into the side so that it would not be in the way. A little farther down, an old man was working on a pile of stones and rubble. One by one, he was carrying the stones away and dumping them to the side. Sometimes he would bend down and peer into the ruins, repeating a name over and over again. All around there was shouting and running and fires and buckets of water and dust. And the girl sat quietly on the stone, staring ahead, not moving. There was blood running down the left side of her face. It ran down from her forehead and dripped from her chin onto the dirty print dress she was wearing. Peter saw her and said, "Look at that little girl." We went up to her and Finn put his hand on her shoulder, bending down to examine the cut. "Looks like a piece of shrapnel," he said. "She ought to see the doc." Peter and I made a chair with our hands, and Finn lifted her up onto it. We started back through the streets and out towards the aerodrome, the two of us walking a little awkwardly, bending down, facing our burden. I could feel Peter's fingers clasped tightly in mine, and I could feel the buttocks of the little girl resting lightly on my wrists. I was on the left side, and the blood was dripping down from her face onto the arm of my flying suit, running down the waterproof cloth onto the back of my hand. The girl never moved or said anything. Finn said, "She's bleeding rather fast, we better walk a bit quicker." I couldn't see much of her face because of the blood, but I could tell that she was lovely. She had high cheekbones and large round eyes, pale blue like an autumn sky, and her hair was short and fair. I guess she was about 9 years old. This was in Greece, in early April 1941, at Paramethea. Our fighter squadron was stationed on a muddy field near the village. We were in a deep valley, and all around us were the mountains.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?